Hi, my name's Alexia, and I'll be guiding you through today's session. I'm really excited to show you how simple it is to build a Copilot agent that can answer questions instantly. Today, we're going to build the Copilot policy agent as a real-world example. You'll see how to create a new agent by setting its purpose, loading policy documents into the knowledge base, and building a few prompts for the user. After that, we'll test the agent live so you can see how it handles natural language questions and delivers clear answers based on the policies. So let's get started. The Copilot interface is designed to be easy to use. Everything is laid out in a clear step-by-step format, so you don't need any technical background to build an agent. So this is the landing page here on copilotstudio.microsoft.com. I'm going to go to the left navigation pane and hit create. Here I can see I can create a new agent by hitting the button create new agent. I can also install a managed agent or start with an agent template. For today, we're going to create a new agent. This brings us into the area to start building our new agent. On the left side here is where we're going to be configuring our agent, and on the right side, we're going to be testing our agent. There's two different ways to set up your agent. On this described toggle side, we can actually interact with Copilot and tell it what we want the agent to do, and it will ask us very good questions like what do we want to name it, what's the description, what kind of knowledge that we want to give it, things like that to create the agent for us. After asking those questions and we answer those questions, it creates the agent and we can automatically test right on the right side. Today we're going to toggle onto the configure side. Here, this is kind of a simple setup here where it has text boxes, toggles, and upload options, kind of feeling similar to like filling out an online form. There's no complex menus or hidden settings, and everything you need is right here, right in front of you. Here you can see there is the details section here. We can change the Copilot icon. We can upload an icon here if we wish. Then we will name our agent. In this case, we'll name it Copilot Policy Agent. Next, we have the description. You can see there's a circle with an I in it. This is your information telling you what to put in that text box. If we click on it, it'll give you a short description. In this case, it's asking for a few words to say what the agent is and when it should be used so colleagues and AI agents, if enabled, can use it effectively. In this instance, I already have a pre-written description for it. Provides employees with direct policy-based answers strictly from the organization's official policies, maintains a professional, neutral, and concise tone, referencing only the specified policies and advising to consult HR if any information is not defined. When I put this in the description, you can see on the right side in the Test Your Agent section, it put that description right there for us. That is what the user will see when they enter that Copilot agent to start talking to it. Next is the instructions. This is to help us describe what this agent should do, define its tone, and outline any rules or guidelines it must follow. Again, I have pre-written instructions that I'm going to copy and paste. And you can click this little corner to extend it out to see everything inside of the text box. My instructions here are to answer employee questions strictly based on the organizational official policies. And then I listed the policies I have that I will be putting in the knowledge base in the next steps in these little tick marks. Those tick marks are telling the agent that those are documents or knowledge sources that will be in the knowledge base specifically. Next, I have provide clear, accurate, and policy-aligned guidance using only those policies as an exclusive source of truth. Never rely on assumptions, external sources, or invented rules. Use a professional, neutral, and concise tone in all responses. Deliver direct, compliance-aligned answers. If a question is not addressed in the policies, state that the information is not defined and advise the user to consult HR. When multiple policies are relevant, reference each clearly in the explanation. Do not guess or extend beyond what the policies explicitly state. You want to be as specific as you possibly can with the instructions and also the description so the user knows how the agent should act. For our knowledge here, you can input documents, which I will be doing, and you can also have a web search. In this case, we will not be using a web search because we want to make sure that it only pulls data from the documents that we're giving it. You can also use suggested prompts. If we add a suggested prompt, let's see what happens. Let's see, I have an example question here. What steps should I take if I witness misconduct in the workplace? Misconduct will be the title. And you can see that prompt pops up on the test your agent section right here. You can add more prompts and more squares will pop up here. This is really easy for the user to just click and test it right here to send it instead of coming up with their own prompt. Super useful. All right, so since we created one suggested prompt, the instructions, the description, name of the pilot, I'm going to hit create. Here we have created our Copilot policy agent. Has a description here for us. You can also select your agent's model. The default right now is GPT 4.1, and I'm going to keep it at that, but if you want to research the different ones, and there will be new ones coming out later in the future as well, you can definitely research what the differences are and select the best option for you. Below we have triggers, which we're not going to be using in this agent, but you can have a trigger to start the agent to do something for you in the future. And then I have my instructions, which I can edit if I need to change something or update it. Maybe the agent, when I test it, isn't acting the way I want it to. I can go back in here and change the instructions. Then I have my knowledge base here, which I'll be adding my policy documentations to. Hit add knowledge. Here you can see I can upload a file from my computer, my OneDrive, SharePoint. There's also these featured connections down here as well that I can pull from, and advanced ones too. There's Snowflake, Databricks, Confluence. All right, I have my 4 policies here, which I'm going to select all of them and hit open. And I can see the file name and description, and I'm going to hit add to agent. This may take a minute to upload the files. Perfect. They are now uploading to my knowledge base, and now I'll have the progress bar right here for us. It'll let us know when they have been completed, updated into the knowledge base of the agent. If we scroll down a little bit, we can see that web search is accessible for this agent, but I currently have it disabled because I want to make sure I'm only pulling information out of the policy documents that I've updated in the knowledge base, and we're not finding information from the web for the user. We can also use tools. In my experience, I would call these APIs or connectors. For Copilot agents, we call them tools. If we click add a tool, we can see suggestions and featured and connectors down here. We could use this to connect to maybe Microsoft Teams, OneDrive, SharePoint, and this would be able to use data from that information as well as send data to it depending on whatever we want the agent to do. For instance, for Microsoft Teams, we could get documents for Microsoft Teams in a specific channel if the Copilot agent were to act that way, if we wanted it to do that. Or we could send information to Microsoft Teams by having this connector, also known as a tool. But today for our session, we're not going to add any tools. Another really cool thing is you can create another agent and you can connect them together and have them work together. If one agent is meant to do a specific task, you could send data from one agent to the next, have that agent run in the background, and then send information back to the original agent. In today's session, we're not going to be doing that, but it is definitely an option to think about. Topics. As you can see, there are some default topics set already. There's goodbye, greeting, and start over. A Microsoft Copilot Studio topic is basically a small script that tells your bot what to do in a specific situation. A topic is a little conversation path. When a user asks something, the bot looks for the topic that matches, and that topic guides the bot on what to say and what to do next. And then on the bottom here, you can see our suggested prompts. We have the first one that we put in for misconduct, and I want to put in a few others as well. So I'm going to hit edit. There's a lot of options here. I'm going to put one for a security breach. The question that I'm going to put is, how should I report a suspected security breach or unusual system activity? And I'm going to save that one. Perfect. And I was able to add that second suggested prompt below. In Copilot Studio, we have these tabs above here, some of which have the same information as we went through down here. Here we have the Knowledge tab, and this has the documents that we uploaded. We can add more knowledge here as well. Then we also have the tools, and these are something that the bot can use to do a job. We have agents and topics that we went over on the overview page as well. Something that isn't on the overview page is the activity. This is what your bot has been doing, and it shows the conversations, messages, and interactions so you can see how people are using it as the Copilot gets used. Then we have the Evaluation tab. It's a way to test how well your bot is performing. You can check if it answers correctly, follows the right steps, and meets your goals. Unfortunately, we haven't tested our agent yet, so we won't see anything here. Next, we have the Analytics section. This is the numbers and charts that show you how your bot is doing over time. Things like how many users or what questions they ask, success rates, and where the bot is getting stuck most often. It's really just tracking the overall performance of the agent. Super useful when it is published and many users are using it. And the last tab here is channels. A channel is where you find your bot is available for people to talk to it. An example would be in Microsoft Teams, a website, or Facebook, or maybe a mobile app if you have that set up. It's just the place where the bot shows up and chats with the users. All right, so we have everything set up in our Copilot policy agent so far. I'm going to go back to the overview and we're going to test my agents. So I am going to ask it a question that should be in the policy documents. What are the timekeeping rules for remote employees, especially non-exempt rules? And let's see what it says. You can see here it's telling me the query where it's pulling the information. It ran through the documents, all of the sources that I gave it. Awesome, and it gave me a great response, and it showed me the reference that it used here, which is the remote or hybrid work policy document. If it used more than one, it would tell you the numbering here. So this is the number 1 reference. If it used a second one, it would say number 2 and reference that down here as well. And I can click on this and it opens up what is in that document. Super useful. So I went ahead and refreshed my browser. Now I'm going to, you can see that test your agent, our conversation is gone now. I'm going to go ahead and publish my agent. This is saying that it will publish across all the channels that I connected to off of that tab here. So we did publish it, but because we don't have a channel, it didn't publish anywhere. It is not accessible anywhere. So we have to add a channel. That is, where do we want to be able to use our agent? In this case, I'd like to use it in Teams and Microsoft 365 Copilot. That would work best for me and my team. So I'm going to click on that channel and I'm going to click Add Channel. This is turning it on in Teams and in Microsoft 365 Copilot. So when we go to those, so when we go to Teams or Microsoft 365 Copilot, we will see our policy agent available to us. All right, that is added. That channel is added, and we can close the channel details, and then we can hit publish again. And this will make it available across all the channels. Perfect. Our agent was published. So we added the Teams and the Microsoft 365 Copilot channel here and we published it. We can also click on that channel again and it'll show us our availability options. We can see it in Microsoft 365 or see the agent in Teams. So I'll click on see it in Teams. Let's use it's pulling up on my other screen here, so let's try that one more time. And we can see it popped up right here. We can click add. Sometimes it takes a little bit to load. Perfect. And our Copilot policy agent was uploaded successfully. I have clicked open, and now we can see that we have our Copilot agent. It's a virtual assistant, just so it's aware, sometimes uses AI to answer your questions. Awesome. Now I would like to view the prompts that we set up here. Here are the 2 prompts that I have with the titles misconduct or security breach. And let's try one of those. I'm going to click on the prompt and I'm going to click send. In the testing area, it showed us what it was doing in the background. It was going through all of the knowledge base documents that we uploaded, but here we are not in the test environment, so it's not going to show you that information. It is just going to show you the answered prompt that it gave and the referencing documents that it referenced from the given answer. So here I have asked it a question. How should I report a suspected security breach or unusual system activity? And it said, according to the data privacy and protection policy, and it gave me an answer on how I should report. With the one there, because there was only one reference to that policy documentation in the knowledge base that I gave, which is perfect. Awesome. I can also ask it another question as well. Let's see. I don't have to use the prompts available that I have here. I can ask something else. So let's try something else. What steps should I follow when handling personal or sensitive data? And let's say, awesome, it pulled the official procedure steps that I have here, and again gave me one reference to the data privacy and protection policy document. If I really like this question and I want to add it to my view prompts library, that is totally fine. I'm going to go back to my Copilot. And if I lost it and I want to go back to Copilot Studio, again, I can always go back and click Copilot Agent, the Copilot Policy Agent. And I will scroll down to my suggested prompts. I'm going to click this little pencil icon, that's my edits, and I'm going to enter that as my prompt here. I need a title. Should my title be? I'll do sensitive data will be my title, and I'll save that. With any changes, I'm going to have to republish this. Definitely need some snacks while we're waiting for that to publish. Awesome. Now again, if I want, I can go back into channel and click on the channel that I have, relaunch. See the agent and teams. And it has an update, so I'll click update now. Awesome. I just clicked out of it and back into it after we updated it, and I saw my third prompt appeared there. I can change the prompt anytime as well, or I can delete everything I just set here and type my own prompt again. So now you've seen what it takes to build a Copilot agent. I really hope that you walk away with this session with the feeling and confidence that you can create your own agents and put them to work for you. Thank you so much for attending today. I really, really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.